So a little bit of a while ago, I did a Facebook Live video regarding my sourdough starter, and I thought, what the heck, take the plunge, record a regular video, and then you can post it on your webpage. So here's what I have. This is my sourdough starter. It used to have a name. It was called Fred. I don't really call it that anymore. It looks like that. It's, gloppy, ooblecky, if you're a Dr. Seuss fan. And I had it in the fridge for the past week. I just took it out of the fridge this morning, maybe a couple hours ago, to let it come up to room temperature. Now what I'm going to do is double it like I would every weekend, generally speaking, once a week. So I'm going to take this guy and I set it on my food scale that's been tared. It's zeroed out. Well, it was zeroed out till I just touched it. And it comes out to be 481 grams. And I know that my container has a mass of 57 grams. So I did the math already. I subtracted that off. And so I didn't, of course, write that down, but I believe that that leaves me with 426 grams of starter that's actually here. So I have about 426 grams of starter. What I'm going to do with that then is fill it, doubling it, half water, half flour. So I have my water right here. It's between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I just have a mixture of flour here. It's almost empty. So right here, it's a little bit of whole wheat, a little bit of white. I'm going to dump that in here. So what I do here is zero out my scale, because that makes it easier. I don't have to think as much. And I'm going to add half of the total starter. So there was 426 grams. So I'm going to add half of that in water, 213. I'm going to take this guy, add this in. I'm getting pretty good at knowing about what 213 grams of water looks like. I'm always proud of myself when I can get it just right. And I'm really particular, the math person. So there's a little bit of water left, no big deal. Put my things up at 213. Then I'm gonna grab my flour, add that same amount. And I need to get up to 426 grams. So I'm just scooping that in. It's much better to measure flour by mass instead of by like cups, because the mass is very specific. Whereas when we measure by cups, it can get compressed. So that's why when you're baking bread, you read things measured in grams. I'm gonna be close. Hopefully I have enough here. I have to go down and refill my container. It's downstairs and I just didn't really wanna go grab that. So I'm at 408, but luckily I have some of my whole wheat flour right here as well. So I'll just add that in. And I'm at 426. From here, what I'm going to do is just stir this up. And then I'm going to let it sit on my table, covered with, loosely with its regular cover. It's just a Tupperware container. And later on this afternoon, I don't know, maybe 12 hours from now. No, not 12 hours. But later on this afternoon, it'll be all bubbly and wonderful. And from there, I will pull from my starter to start making my bread and whatever else I might want to make with it. This will activate my starter again after it's been in the fridge for a while. So now you can see, I'll grab the camera so you can see the video or see what it looks like really quick, that it's just doubled. And it's amazing how bubbly it gets in just a few hours. It's really neat to watch that fermentation happen with the natural yeast that's in the air.